Well, hello out there in YouTube land. It's good to be back on here. I've been away for a bit, and I got some information about why and what's going on around here and everything else. So stick around, we'll get right to it. This is Surviving 2 coming to you with another video. Well, thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. I want to take a quick second here in the beginning and say thank you to all the new subscribers out there. And I do appreciate everybody that subbed and watches the videos and leaves a comment. I enjoy interacting with people too, so the comments are good. So anyway, now let me get started with this. I've got to have an outline. Things have been a little crazy for the last month, and there's no way I could have done this freehand, which is how I normally do my videos. Normally I'll just sit out here and just start talking, but let's see if we can get this down and quick and make it fairly short. And as far as my last video, I probably sound a little different than when I was talking in it, so now I'll explain all that in a minute. But as far as the EBNS goes, I got all the sealing on the seams on the inside done. I did finish that day, and that's all good to go. I needed to set it up and do a test. I haven't done that yet. I didn't feel like that, and I'll explain that later. Then after that, and after I get that test done, then I've got some waterproofing I've got to go ahead and put on the outside of the rainfly, and then put around the base of the EBNS netting itself. It's got some material around the bottom, so I've got to waterproof that and the very bottom of it. So it's that time of year and that time I need to do it. So it'll help keep the UV light from messing with it and keep the water out of it and everything else. And then there's also, oh yeah, to do that I got to get a spray bottle, because I got to mix up a compound, spray it on, rub it in, yada yada yada. Then the ground cloth, after I get all that done, then I'll do the video on the ground cloth that I kind of showed you in EBNS, and I'll show you how that goes up. I figured out pretty much 2 ways it can go, and it should be really good. So anyway, that's that. All right, now to the main part. I've been sick. Oh my God, have I been sick. It started back on September 25th. And it was a day after I mowed the yard around here. And in the past, I've mowed the yard, never done anything different this last time than I did the times before, except there are sometimes I'll put chemicals out on the yard, and it's like fire ant stuff, and when it's real dry, it clouds up. If I mow, I get a lot of dust and a lot of everything, so I would wear a mask then, but normally I don't. Well, I didn't wear a mask when I mowed the last time. And the very next day, I ended up with a constant cough. I mean, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, nonstop. And I had heavy chest congestion. And it was worse when I would lay down. And then I was also sneezing, itching, watery eyes, and I could not sleep due to the cough. It kept me awake. So finally I decided I've had enough of this. Tried all the over-counter stuff I could do. None of it seemed to really help. So I finally got a hold of my primary care physician and was talking to them, and oh, by the way, he's moving to Houston. He's not here anymore. Alrighty then. So there's nobody to go see, so I got to find a new doctor. So I get a hold of insurance. Insurance and I get on conference line, and we're calling doctors and talking to them and stuff like that, and finally get one. Get an appointment set up. I go in, and that first appointment, right out of the rattle of the thing, go get a COVID test done. Oh God. So, okay. Luckily they did it right there on site. I went out, I had it done, had to wait 3 days, so I'm still suffering for 3 more days. And finally it comes back and they say it's negative. I kind of knew that. I think I know what started all this and what happened, and I think you guys have probably figured it out by now. So anyway, I go in, I get the appointment, go in, and they check me out, do all these, standard tests like blood pressure and heart rate, and now they're doing that oxygen level test where they put that little thing on your finger and check the oxygen level, weight and all that other mess. And they also they took the time, because I hadn't been this year to a doctor, to do a wellness check. So they hooked me up to an EKG, leads all over you and everything else like that, and checked your heart and whatnot. So after that's all done and they're all good to go there, then they sit me down in the room and they bring in this little tray. And it's actually a couple of trays, and it's got all these little nodules in it. They tell me to pull my sleeves up, and then they start stamping stuff on my arms. They tell me to sit there and wait for 20 minutes while they go walking off. So I'm sitting there like this and going, oh my God, oh my God. She said, it's liable to start itching. Yeah, within a couple of minutes, the lady hadn't even walked out of the room and it had started itching. So after the time limit was up, she come back in there. I'm still like this, and she looks down at my arms and she freaks out. She just did not know what to say. She's like, wow. So I blew their test up. There was one arm that was hugely allergic, and the other arm not so bad. Well, come to find out, is a bunch of different trees that I'm allergic to, and the main one that they couldn't even measure, where they're measuring, they have a little measuring stick that measures the size of the irritation and all that. It was way outside of that stick. It was for grass. I mowed that yard that day without a mask on. So apparently now I'm severely allergic to mowing grass. And more on that. So continue on. After they do the allergy test and all that, and they figure out all that's going, they have me schedule a chest x-ray, and they did that. I'm waiting on results right now for that, and more results on the allergy test, although it's not going to take a scientist to tell them what was bad and what wasn't. And so the medications, they put me on some medications. I got an immediate antibiotic shot there in the office. The nurse told me to drop my pants, and I was like, oh, cool. Then she said, turn around. I was like, crap. And she had this friggin' syringe, and I'm like, oh my God, okay, I know where this is going. And not good on my part. So I got the shot. Then they prescribed me some stuff. I had to go to the pharmacy, pick it up. I got an inhaler. It's a albuterol sulfate. I gotta inhale it every 4 hours or as needed. And then I got some nasal spray to keep the draining from my sinuses from going back down in my throat and all. And I got to do that once a day. Then I got pills. It's a steroid pill, one a day for a total of 7 days. I got like 3 or 4 left, something like that. And then I got a cough suppressant, 1 pill 3 times a day. So until they're all gone. And then we'll see where we'll go. Still waiting on the doctor to go back and see them for that other stuff. But how am I doing now? I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing a lot better. I'm able to sleep now. Before, like I said, I couldn't sleep. I almost had to sit up to sleep. And I can lay down now and sleep, and I'm getting to where I can sleep longer periods of time without starting to cough and everything else. And this is a photo of the yard I have here. I'm standing in one corner looking diagonally to the other corner, and you can see about how big it is with the vehicles that are in the shot. Give you an idea of how much I'm mowing, and that's only a fraction of the yard. But here's my new way of mowing now. I'm wearing this mask. So every time I get out and mow, I've got to wear that mask. Now they're also talking some immune therapy shots, and that's in the future, where they take and figure out what all I'm allergic to, and they'll start hitting me with shots. I forget how often it is. I read all about it, and it's a bunch of them. And hopefully it'll make me to where I'm not as reactive to what all's going on as I was. So anyway, after that, also seeing as how I was coughing and hacking and everything else and doing all that, and I've been smoking. I've been smoking since I was a kid, but I only smoked maybe a pack a day, if that. Well, once all this started, I got down to maybe 1, 2 a day, if that, because I couldn't hardly inhale, and I didn't inhale that much anyway, and without coughing. So I'm going to talk to the doctor about getting me on Chantix or something and helping me quit. So this is going to be a double good thing. But right now we're trying to get what was going on settled down and calmed down, and then we'll go for other things. I also have a nervous issue, and I'm going to see if he can't help with that too. We'll see. Time will tell. So after I got all that done, I went and had, at the same time I was picking up some medication, stuff like that, I got to thinking, I'm here in the pharmacy. I've talked to the insurance. They said, yeah, go ahead and do it. So I got my flu shot and got that taken care of and out of the way, so I don't have to worry about it this year. Now also, I'm of age, and back when I was younger, I had chicken pox. So I've already had 1 bout with shingles, and it was in my scalp. Oh my God, that was terrible. I do not want it again. And you can get it twice, maybe more. They're not exactly sure. They know if you can get it twice, and I don't want it the second time. So also, for shingles, it takes 2 shots. I got my first one the other day, and then I got to go back. It's right around Christmas. Merry friggin' Christmas. I got to get another shot. Yeehaw to me. So, but at least that'll get me to where I won't get shingles again. And let me tell you, that is no fun. If you get it in your face or head area, which I had it in my scalp, but you can get it in your face and it can transfer around or up to your eyes, and you've got a chance of going blind. It will mess with you. Even after you're over it, and it takes, like I said, 2 weeks for it to go away, you've got some nerve damage and you've got an itching that's still there. It takes a long time for it to go away, and it messes with your skin, and it did mine. So my scalp, I feel issues every now and then with it. I don't know whether it's reappearing or just something that's up there. But yeah, so I didn't want it second time. I went ahead and had that done. So, okay, that's all that. And the weather around here, right after I was talking to you on the EBNS video, I was telling you that it was going to change. Yeah, it did. It did change. It went from the highs for the day being up in the 80s to 40 degrees. It didn't get over 40 one day, and the next day it went to 46. And I've been seeing other videos, you guys out there doing videos, and I see where some of y'all gotten snow. So yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. But it rained down here for about a week or so. It wasn't anything heavy. It was just at times a mist, and at other times it would be a regular rain or something like that, so it wasn't bad. So that's pretty much up with what's going on in my life and has been going on. And like I say, you should hear me. I should sound a lot better than what I was during that EBNS video. But I found a way. I've been talking about doing my videos, redoing them, the ones YouTube's messed up because of the formatting change and everything, and my older ones. I'm going to go ahead. I found a way to not notify all you guys that are subbed to me, so that way you don't have to endure with looking at the repost of the videos and stuff like that. If you check into my library of videos and stuff like that, you might see one disappear. Well, give it a day or so, or give it a few hours, and it should reappear again. So it'll start off with a fresh count and all that. I'm not concerned with that. I don't care. But at least it won't notify all you guys that, I just posted it. So other than that, that's it on that. I covered all that. I hope it wasn't too terribly long. But I did want to bring y'all up to speed as to what's happening. Right now it's a nice sunny day. You can't see it on camera, but I've got my 2 solar panels out, and I've got my my 300 watt power station sitting there getting charged back up, because I've been using it to charge things. I charge the camera with it, charge all the batteries and stuff like that, and anything. That way I just don't draw or use power from a utility. So that way I'm not being charged for that, when I can sit here and put the panels out, charge up the battery, and take it back in and charge everything up. So yeehaw on that. So other than that, I guess that's about it for this one. I'm sure I'll figure out something to do videos about in the future, and like I say, I'll be replacing those ones, but you guys won't be notified about it. So if you stuck with me this long, thanks, I appreciate it, and I hope y'all have a good one. Stay warm out there and stay safe. That's one thing everybody's been asking every time I go into a new doctor or something. Have you been tested lately? Yes. And I'm negative, so good. That means my protocols have been right. Yeah. I'm wearing my mask, wearing my gloves, wiping myself down, and even quarantining my mail when it comes in for a few days, and even stuff I get from Amazon. It gets put aside and sits there for about a week. I don't have to have it that quick, so I let it sit there for a while, maybe kill whatever's on it, so I don't get it. So anyway, y'all be safe out there, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Until then, y'all take care, be safe. Later.
I want to thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more in the future that I put out, just subscribe. Until then, later.